Bonjour, I'm Antoine. Today I'll interview Brian Flood, an insurance specialist. Let's go meet him. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Yes, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming.
It's great to be here.
Yes. So, Brian, let's start by saying, who you are, where you're from, how long you've been in New York City.
Sure. So, I was born and raised in New York City. Born in Flushing, Queens.
Oh, Flushing, Queens.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And from Flushing, Queens, when I was about 15 years old, my family moved a little bit further out on Long Island.
Okay.
Since then, though, I've been, living Long Island, working New York City, and the New York region for the past 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how that time's gone so fast.
Exactly.
Always been in the insurance business.
Always?
Well, I had a little bit of a start in other businesses beforehand, but for the past 35 plus years doing the insurance industry.
So what else did you want to do when beside being in the insurance business?
Oh, this one's going to shock you.
Okay, go ahead.
My initial interests were photography and writing.
Wow,
For a couple of years, I worked for a photography studio.
Okay.
Helping them set up. It was all about portrait photography. So it was,
that's great.
Working for a portrait photographer for a number of years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now, let's go back to what you're doing. So what your job is about when it comes down to the real estate business?
Sure. When it comes to real estate and insurance, really my job is helping people protect what's probably their biggest investments.
Okay.
Okay. Let's face it. Real estate, especially New York City area, it's costly, and people are committing a large amount of their wealth to it. So I work with them to make sure it's well protected, and also a big part of the insurance business is helping the real estate transactions close. Because a lot of times, in order to get to the closing table, there's got to be an insurance policy in place.
Got it.
So we assist and make sure that we get all that to happen, but the most important thing is protecting what's really people's biggest asset.
So what should people look for in an insurance specialist like you, for instance?
Sure, I'd say we want to work with an insurance broker, yes, that really understands that local market.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that can get lost where people are trying to work with an 800 number, let's say. And that the people behind the 800, you could be talking to somebody in the middle of the country.
Yes, exactly.
And they have no idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or looking at the manual. Okay.
Right.
What is
they
he
really
saying?
don't
Let me
understand.
check this out.
Right. And they insurance advertising would love to have it look as though all insurance policies are identical and all you need to do is shop the price.
Yes.
But that's the farthest thing from the truth.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. So your company, the Flood Group, I loved the name of your company, by the way. So
all I needed was a partner named Fire. We could have been the Flood and Fire Group.
Exactly. Yeah. So your business was first a family business, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, for over 75 years.
Yep. And then you decided to sell it.
We did. It was, and that was more a matter of we were being pursued as a strategic acquisition for Hub International.
So was it difficult?
Yes.
To sell?
Yeah, letting go of a well-known family brand was difficult.
Yes.
And especially with the third generation kind of carrying on the legacy of what our family's doing. That was definitely something that was a difficult decision. But ultimately it turned out to really be a great decision, not only for myself, but also for our employees. And
definitely.
Seeing them realize great new opportunities probably makes us look at it and say, this was the right decision.
Well, I'm glad you did it then.
Yeah, it worked out well.
And what was it like? Was there a culture clash between the two companies, or was it like a smooth transition?
Well, culture was probably the biggest determinant in selling to Hub. And we wanted to make sure that culture was a good fit for our employees. As a family-owned business, it was important to us because our employees were used to that family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to make sure that any atmosphere they were coming into was similar to ours, and there would be that chance for growth for them and where they'd feel comfortable. And thankfully, it's worked out for everybody very well.
Oh, that's great. So, Brian, what do you say to people who don't take an insurance because they're only a renter?
I get that often, where people ask, I rent, do I really need an insurance policy?
Yeah.
The answer to that is definitely a yes. One, the landlord that you're renting the apartment for, they're not going to give you back your items if there's a fire in that building.
Exactly, yeah.
And two, the insurance policy provides a great benefit if let's say that fire does occur, and now you've lost all your belongings, but now you have to rent another apartment in the meantime while you're waiting for that one to be put back together. It'll pay for that time that you need to rent that other apartment, which in New York City, let's face it, can ring up very, very quickly.
You bet, yeah.
So two nice, very good benefits that I'd say you want to have as a renter in New York City.
So, Brian, what has your work taught about yourself?
I'd say it's definitely helped me recognize that I'm a people person.
I agree with that.
I love helping people, solve what to me is a temporary problem. They need insurance for something.
Yeah.
But ultimately, helping them solve that problem helps them realize a dream, which is owning a home, owning their apartment. And when you see that you're able to work with the person, make a friendship with that person, and a lot of times it turns into a friendship and a working relationship that spans for many, many years.
Yes.
It really becomes very personal, and it really makes it, like I said, the people aspect of it. Yeah, that's definitely something that it's taught me. Love helping people.
Oh, we got Norman.
Yeah, I know. I like
hello.
this.
Hi, Norman. So,
cute.
okay. Ta-da! Magic wand. You're now the mayor of New York City. What would you do for the insurance industry?
The biggest thing that can happen right now to benefit not only the insurance industry, but also New York City in general, change the liability laws.
Okay.
In particular, when it comes to building owners, construction companies, restaurant and bar owners. The liability laws, the way that are currently on the books, and the ones that are unique to the New York area and New York City, where they're not in other parts of the country, are just inflating the costs of doing business.
Okay.
Driving up the costs of how much it costs to go out and eat in a restaurant, how much it costs to build an apartment or build a building here in New York City. So I'd love to change the liability laws.
Okay, cool. So now, what have you learned from New Yorkers that you could pass on to somebody who just come in the business, in the insurance business? What would be the most valuable advice you could give to somebody?
Sure. I would say New Yorkers have high expectations.
Okay.
And that can definitely work for you. And the advice would be prompt with your responses, be accurate, be that solution for them. And if you're able to deliver for New Yorkers and be respectful of their time and be that value add for them as you're delivering things in that timely and accurate manner, you'll do fantastic. And New Yorkers are very loyal customers. Do those things correctly, you'll have a customer for life.
That's great. Okay. So now, my last question. If you were a tool or an object to help you perform your business, what would you be?
I would say that would have to be the video camera.
A video camera?
The video camera.
Okay.
I think it's important for a business owner to be a very good listener. And the only way to really learn if you're a very good listener sometimes is to play it back and see yourself. How are you speaking? How are you interacting with your client? Are you being that very good listener? Are you really digesting what it is they're asking you to do and what's important to them? And if you're that very good listener, you'll be successful in business.
Okay, so
And,
camera you are.
I would love to be the video camera just so I could replay for myself all the things that I don't do correct.
Okay, that's great. Okay. That's it, folks. That was Brian Flood from Hub International. So please, if you have any insurance need, contact him. He's going to give you a 5-star service. Guys, thank you very much for watching. So you know the drill. Subscribe, like, share, comments. But in the meantime, it's
Selfie time.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Where's the phone? Ah! Wait. I always do like 15.
The selfie madman.